Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. Every challenge you face, every dream you chase, and every goal you set begins with a single thought. But here's the thing. Your mind can be your greatest ally or your biggest obstacle. It's not the outside world that limits you. It's the thoughts you allow to take root. The real battle isn't happening out there in your job, relationships, or circumstances. It's happening here in your mind. Have you ever felt stuck, like no matter what you do, you can't move forward? Chances are, it's not because you lack the ability, but because your thoughts are holding you back. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle often comes down to mindset. And the good news is, you have the power to change it. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to win the battle in your mind. You'll learn practical strategies to overcome doubt, silence negativity, and unlock your full potential. Stay with me for the next few minutes as I guide you through transforming your mindset and transforming your life. Let's dive in. Number 1, internal battle of the mind. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. But what if the battle is within ourselves? The most important war you will ever fight isn't against other people, life's circumstances, or even the obstacles standing in your way. It's the war inside your mind. This internal battle is constant, silent, and often invisible to the outside world. Yet it's the most critical factor determining whether you succeed or stay stuck. You see, every thought you entertain has the power to shape your life. Your mind is like the control tower of your entire being. Every decision you make, every step you take, begins as a thought. If your mind is clouded with fear, self-doubt, and negativity, those thoughts will guide your actions, leading you down a path of missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential. But if your thoughts are strong, clear, and full of purpose, your life will reflect that strength and clarity. Life throws challenges at us all, disappointments, failures, setbacks. They come fast, don't they? But the first place these external battles show up is in our thinking. It starts small. You miss a deadline at work, face rejection in a relationship, or fail to meet a personal goal. Suddenly, your mind starts whispering, "You're not good enough. You'll never make it. You're a failure." And if you're not careful, those whispers grow louder, embedding themselves deep in your mind until they become the lens through which you view yourself and your life. These aren't just thoughts. They're lies. Lies that steer your life in a direction you never wanted to go. This is why I call it a battle. Because you've got to fight back. You have to take a stand for your mind, your future, and your potential. Awareness is the first weapon in this fight. You can't win a battle you don't even realize you're fighting. Every single day, from the moment you wake up, your mind is bombarded with thoughts. Some are helpful, but many are not. The question is, who's in control? Are you letting the world, your fears, or your past failures dictate your thoughts? Or are you taking charge and deciding what you'll focus on? The truth is, if you don't take control of your mind, something or someone else will. Maybe it's the negative voices around you, the fear of failure, or simply the habit of thinking small. Whatever it is, if you're not intentional, those thoughts will win. Think about how often one negative thought can ruin your entire day. Maybe someone criticized your work, or you made a small mistake. Suddenly you're spiraling, replaying that moment in your head over and over again until it feels like your whole day, or even your whole life, is defined by it. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be that way. Just because you think something doesn't make it true, your mind can lie to you. It will tell you that you're not capable, that you're stuck, that things will never get better. But those are just thoughts. They're not facts. And the great news is, you have the power to challenge and change them. I want you to think of your mind like a garden. Whatever you plant there is what will grow. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, that's exactly what you'll harvest. But if you plant seeds of confidence, hope, and belief, you'll reap a very different kind of life. Now here's the key. A garden doesn't take care of itself. You've got to pull the weeds, water the good plants, and tend to it every single day. Your mind works the same way. You have to be intentional about what you let grow there. One of the most powerful tools you have in this battle is choice. You get to choose what you focus on. You get to choose what you believe. You get to choose how you respond to life's challenges. That's your power. And no one can take it away from you, but you have to use it. You have to practice it like a muscle. And here's the truth about winning this battle. It's not about perfection. It's not about never having a negative thought again. That's impossible. It's about progress. It's about catching those negative thoughts faster and turning them around. It's about building the habit of choosing better thoughts, even when it's hard. You might be thinking, this all sounds great, but it's not easy. And you're right, it's not easy. But what in life that's truly worth it? Winning the war in your mind is hard work, but it's the most important work you'll ever do, and the rewards, they're incredible. Imagine waking up every day with a clear mind, confidence in your abilities, and a sense of purpose that drives you forward. That's what's waiting for you on the other side of this battle. So here's my challenge to you. Starting today, pay attention to your thoughts. Notice when they're steering you in the wrong direction, and when they do, stop. Take a deep breath. Choose a better thought. Replace "I can't" with "I can." Replace "I'm not enough" with "I am more than enough." It might feel strange at first, but keep at it. Over time, those new thoughts will become your new reality. This is your life we're talking about. Your potential, your dreams, your future, they all start in your mind. Don't let negative thoughts steal that from you. Fight for it. Fight for yourself, because you are worth it. You have everything you need to win this battle. All you have to do is decide that today is the day you take control. Number 2, recognizing the power of thoughts. Your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas, they are the blueprints of your life. Everything you've achieved, or failed to achieve, started with a single thought. Before you took your first step, you had to believe it was possible to move forward. Before starting that business, applying for that job, or building that relationship, there was a thought, a spark of belief that ignited action. This is the power of your mind. It can either build you up or tear you down, depending on the thoughts you allow to dominate. Recognizing this power is the first step to transforming your life. Most people don't realize how much their thoughts shape their reality. It's easy to believe that life happens to us, that circumstances and external forces dictate where we end up. But here's the truth. Life doesn't just happen to you. It responds to you. It responds to your mindset, your attitude, and the way you choose to think about the challenges and opportunities in front of you. When you start to understand that your thoughts are the foundation of your reality, you unlock an entirely new level of control over your life. Think about it. Everything you've ever done started with a thought. But here's the catch. Not all thoughts are helpful. Some are like anchors pulling you down and keeping you stuck. They whisper lies. You're not good enough. You'll never succeed. It's too late to change. And the more you listen to these thoughts, the more they become your reality. This is why it's crucial to recognize when your mind is working against you. Are your thoughts empowering you, or are they holding you back? The ability to identify these patterns is a game changer. Awareness is the first step. You have to start noticing your thoughts, not just the loud, obvious ones, but the quiet, subtle ones that run in the background of your mind. These are the thoughts that shape how you see yourself and the world. Maybe you've been carrying around a belief that you're not smart enough or talented enough. Maybe you've convinced yourself that success is for other people, not for you. These thoughts may feel real, but they're not the truth. They're just patterns you've picked up over time. And the good news is, you can change them. Changing your thoughts starts with a decision. You have to decide that you're no longer going to let negative thinking run your life. This doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect or ignoring real challenges. It means challenging those negative thoughts when they show up. When you hear that voice saying, "You're not capable," stop and ask yourself, is that really true? More often than not, you'll realize it's just fear talking. It's just a story you've been telling yourself, and stories can be rewritten. Let's take a practical example. Imagine you're standing on the edge of a new opportunity. Maybe it's a job offer, a fitness goal, or a creative project you've been dreaming about. What's the first thought that comes to mind? Is it excitement, confidence, and possibility? Or is it fear, doubt, and hesitation? That first thought sets the tone for everything that comes next. If you let fear take over, you'll hold back. You'll hesitate, procrastinate, and eventually convince yourself it's not worth trying. But if you choose confidence, if you believe in your ability to figure it out, you'll step forward. You'll open the door to growth, success, and transformation. This isn't about ignoring life's difficulties. Life will test you, that's a given. But the way you think about those challenges makes all the difference. Do you see obstacles as roadblocks or as opportunities to learn and grow? Do you let failures define you, or do you use them as stepping stones to something greater? Your perspective shapes your reality, and it all starts with your thoughts. Here's what I want you to remember. You are not your thoughts. You have thoughts, but you're not defined by them. This means you have the power to change them. You don't have to believe everything you think. You can choose to let go of thoughts that don't serve you and replace them with ones that do. And when you do that, when you start filling your mind with thoughts of possibility, strength, and determination, your life will begin to reflect those things. To strengthen this new mindset, Be intentional about what you feed your mind. Just like your body needs good food to stay healthy, your mind needs good input to stay strong. What are you reading? What are you listening to? Who are you spending time with? These things shape your thoughts, whether you realize it or not. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, it's going to be hard to stay positive. But if you fill your mind with inspiration, encouragement, and wisdom, you'll find it easier to think in ways that empower you. Every day is an opportunity to strengthen your mind. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Start small. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, pause and choose a better thought. When you feel doubt creeping in, remind yourself of a time when you succeeded despite the odds. Celebrate those small wins because they build momentum. And over time, those small shifts in thinking will lead to big changes in your life. The power of your thoughts is one of the greatest gifts you've been given. Don't take it for granted. Use it to create a life that reflects your highest potential. And remember, it's never too late to start. Whether you're 18 or 80, you can choose today to think differently, to believe in yourself, and to take steps toward the life you want. It all begins in your mind. That's where the power is. That's where the change starts. So take hold of it and don't let go. You've got this. Number 3, identifying negative patterns. Every lasting change in your life begins with recognizing the patterns that no longer serve you. You can't fix what you don't see. And you can't move forward if you're unknowingly trapped in cycles of negative thinking and self-sabotage. These patterns are often so ingrained in our daily lives that we don't even realize they exist. They operate in the background, quietly influencing our choices, our beliefs, and ultimately our outcomes. But the moment you shine a light on these hidden patterns is the moment you take your first step toward freedom and transformation. Let's start by acknowledging that everyone has negative patterns. No one is immune. They're the product of past experiences, societal conditioning, and even the voices of people we've trusted who may have planted seeds of doubt or fear in our minds. These patterns can be subtle, creeping in during moments of stress, failure, or uncertainty. You might wake up in the morning and before your feet even touch the floor, you're already thinking, "I'm so tired," or "I've got too much to do." That negativity becomes the lens through which you view the entire day. And if you're not careful, that one negative thought can turn into weeks, months, or even years of living on autopilot, controlled by thoughts that don't serve you. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay stuck. The moment you begin to notice these patterns, you take back control. Awareness is the first step. You have to become an observer of your own mind, paying attention to the thoughts that arise when things get tough or when you're faced with a challenge. Do you immediately think, "I can't do this," or do you think, "I'll figure it out"? That difference in response is everything, because your thoughts influence your actions, and your actions shape your results. Identifying negative patterns isn't always easy. It takes courage to look in the mirror and face the truth about the way you think. But let me tell you, it's one of the most liberating things you can do. Think of it like shining a light into a dark room. The room hasn't changed, it's been there all along, but now you can see what's inside. You can see the clutter, the mess, and the things you no longer need. And once you see them, you can start to clear them out. One of the most common negative patterns people fall into is self-doubt. It's that voice in your head that says, "You're not good enough, you'll never make it," or "You're not as smart or talented as others." That voice might have originated from a failure, a past experience, or even something someone said to you years ago. But here's the thing. Just because you've heard, it doesn't mean it's true. Self-doubt is like a weed in your mind. If you don't pull it out, it will grow and take over, choking out the positive, empowering thoughts that lead to growth. Another destructive pattern is blaming circumstances. How often do we say things like, "I can't succeed because of my past," "I can't get ahead because of the system," or "I'd be happy if only this or that were different"? While it's true that life isn't always fair, and some obstacles are bigger than others, staying in a mindset of blame only keeps you stuck. It shifts the power away from you and gives it to something outside your control. If you want to break free, you have to take responsibility for your thoughts and actions. You have to decide that no matter what's happened to you, you have the power to create a better future. Then there's the trap of perfectionism. The belief that if you can't do something perfectly, it's not worth doing at all. Perfectionism is paralyzing. It keeps you from starting, keeps you from trying, and keeps you from growing. The truth is, progress matters far more than perfection. If you're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions, you'll be waiting forever. The time to act is now, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect. Because every small step you take adds up to big change over time. So how do you start to identify these patterns in your life? It begins with listening to yourself. Pay attention to the thoughts that run through your mind throughout the day. Write them down if you need to. Look for recurring themes. Are you often criticizing yourself? Are you quick to assume the worst? Do you focus more on problems than solutions? These patterns didn't appear overnight, and they won't disappear overnight either. But awareness is the first step, and it's a step you can take today. Another way to uncover negative patterns is to examine your actions and results. Are there areas in your life where you feel stuck or frustrated? Maybe it's your career, your relationships, or your health. Ask yourself, what thoughts are driving my behavior in this area? For example, if you've been avoiding a goal, it might be because you believe it's too hard or that you're not capable. Once you identify those underlying thoughts, you can start to challenge them. Challenging negative patterns takes effort, but it's worth it. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I can't, replace it with, what if I can? Every time you hear that voice of doubt, remind yourself of a time when you succeeded despite the odds. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who believe in you, and who remind you of your potential when you forget it. The more you do this, the weaker those negative patterns will become. Over time, you'll replace them with new patterns, ones that empower you, inspire you, and push you to grow. It's also important to recognize that identifying negative patterns isn't about beating yourself up or feeling ashamed. It's about growth. It's about recognizing the thoughts and behaviors that no longer serve you and deciding to let them go. It's about choosing a better way, one step at a time. And the beautiful thing is, every time you do this, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your life. Remember, your mind is like a garden. The weeds of negativity and doubt will grow if left unchecked. But with care, attention, and intentional effort, you can cultivate a garden full of confidence, hope, and belief in yourself. This process isn't quick, and it isn't always easy. But the freedom and transformation that come from identifying and breaking free from negative patterns are worth every bit of effort. So today, take a moment to reflect. What negative patterns have been running on autopilot in your mind? What thoughts have been holding you back from reaching your full potential? Acknowledge them. Write them down, and then make the conscious choice to challenge them, to replace them with thoughts that serve you. The battle may be in your mind, but the victory will show up in every area of your life. You have the power to break free from these patterns and create a life that reflects your true potential. The first step is awareness. The next step is action. And the time to start is now. Number 4, taking control of your thinking. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. The moment you take control of your thinking, you take control of your life. It's as simple and as powerful as that. Your thoughts are the seeds from which your entire life grows. Every decision you make, every challenge you face, and every success you achieve starts in your mind. The truth is, life isn't just about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to what happens to you. And your response is always dictated by the way you think. If you don't take control of your thinking will control you. And more often than not, it will steer you into places of fear, doubt, and limitation. But here's the great news. You are not your thoughts. You are the thinker of your thoughts. This distinction is powerful because it means you have the ability to choose which thoughts you entertain and which ones you let go. Your mind is a tool, and like any tool, its effectiveness depends on how you use it. When you learn to direct your thoughts, to focus on what serves you rather than what holds you back, you unlock a level of freedom and control over your life that few people ever realize is possible. The first step to taking control of your thinking is realizing that you have a choice. Many people go through life on autopilot, reacting to every situation, every challenge, and every setback, without ever stopping to consider that they have the power to choose their response. They let their thoughts run wild like an untamed horse, believing every fear, every doubt, and every negative story their mind conjures up. But the truth is, you don't have to accept every thought that pops into your head. You can choose to challenge it. You can choose to replace it with something more empowering. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're faced with a big challenge, something that feels overwhelming. Maybe it's starting a new business, pursuing a new career, or tackling a difficult personal goal. Your first thought might be, I can't do this. It's too hard. Now, if you let that thought take over, what happens? You hesitate. You procrastinate. You start to feel defeated before you even begin. That single thought sets off a chain reaction that influences your actions and ultimately your results. But what if you caught that thought the moment it appeared? What if instead of letting it spiral, you paused and replaced it with, "This is tough, but I can handle it. I'll figure it out." Do you see the difference? That one shift in thinking changes everything. Instead of giving up before you start, you begin looking for solutions. You approach the challenge with curiosity and determination rather than fear and doubt. And that, my friend, is the key. Progress begins with the way you think. Taking control of your thinking also means being aware of what you allow into your mind. Think of your mind like a garden. If you fill it with weeds, negative thoughts, toxic influences, self-doubt, it will become overrun. But if you plant seeds of positivity, hope, and determination, you'll cultivate a garden that thrives. This is why it's so important to guard your mind carefully. Pay attention to what you're feeding it. Are you surrounding yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, or people who bring you down with negativity? Are you filling your mind with uplifting content, or are you constantly consuming news and media that instill fear and anxiety? Here's the thing. Controlling your thinking doesn't mean you'll never have a negative thought again. That's not realistic. Negative thoughts will come. That's just part of being human. But you don't have to let them stay. Think of it like this. Just because a bird flies over your head doesn't mean you have to let it build a nest there. When a negative thought pops up, acknowledge it, then let it go. Replace it with something better. This takes practice. And like any skill, it gets easier with time. One of the most powerful ways to take control of your thinking is to ask yourself better questions. Your brain is like a problem-solving machine. Whatever question you ask it, it will work to find an answer. So if you're constantly asking, "Why is this happening to me?" or "Why can't I ever catch a break?" your brain will come up with answers that reinforce a victim mindset. But if you shift your questions to, "What can I learn from this?" or "What's one small step I can take to move forward?" you'll start to see opportunities and solutions where you once saw only obstacles. Now, I know this isn't always easy. Life throws curveballs. Things happen that you can't control. But remember, while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond. And your response always begins in your mind. When you take control of your thinking, you take control of your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your outcomes. Your beliefs play a huge role in this process. If you believe you're not good enough, that belief will color everything you do. It will limit the risks you're willing to take, the opportunities you're willing to pursue, and the goals you believe are possible. But here's the truth. You don't have to believe every thought that comes into your mind. You can challenge those beliefs. Ask yourself, is this really true? Most of the time, you'll find that those limiting beliefs are based on fear, not fact. And when you let go of those beliefs, you make room for new ones. Beliefs that empower you and push you forward. One of the most effective ways to reinforce positive thinking is through action. When you take even the smallest step toward your goals, you build momentum. That momentum creates confidence, and that confidence strengthens your thinking. It's a cycle, and it starts with action. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Start where you are with what you have, and take one step. Each step you take reinforces the belief that you can do this, that you are capable, that you are in control. It's also important to give yourself grace. Taking control of your thinking is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when it feels easy, and days when it feels like a battle. That's okay. What matters is that you keep showing up, that you keep choosing to direct your thoughts in a way that serves you. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and keep moving forward. So let me ask you, what kind of life do you want to create? What kind of person do you want to be? Whatever your answer is, it starts with your thinking. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, and when you learn to use it wisely, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Take control of your thoughts, take control of your life, and watch as everything begins to change for the better. You've got this. Now go out there and make it happen. Number 5, replacing lies with truth. The truth will set you free, but first it will make you miserable. We all carry stories in our minds. Stories about who we are, what we can achieve, and what we're capable of. But what if I told you that many of these stories aren't true? They're not facts. They're lies we've picked up along the way from past experiences, failures, or even things people have said to us. These lies, if left unchecked, have the power to shape our lives, limit our potential, and hold us back from achieving our dreams. But here's the good news. Just as these lies took root in your mind, you have the power to uproot them and replace them with the truth. The first step in this transformation is awareness. You can't change what you don't recognize. And the uncomfortable truth is that many of us go through life without realizing how much of our thinking is influenced by false beliefs. Maybe you've told yourself, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve success, or I'll never be able to do that. These thoughts might feel real because they've been repeated in your mind for so long, but that doesn't make them true. The longer you let these lies linger, the more they shape your reality. But the moment you bring them into the light, you take back your power. Let's start by identifying these lies. Take a moment to reflect on the negative beliefs you carry about yourself. Maybe it's something subtle like believing you're not smart enough to apply for that job you've always wanted, or thinking you're too old to start a new career. Maybe it's deeper, like feeling unworthy of love or success because of past mistakes. Whatever it is, name it. Write it down if you have to, because when you can see the lies for what they are, you can begin the process of replacing them with the truth. Once you've identified these lies, the next step is to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this really true? Where's the evidence? Often you'll find that there's little to no proof to support these negative beliefs. They're just stories you've been telling yourself, often without even realizing it. Maybe someone criticized you years ago and you've been carrying that criticism as if it were a fact. Maybe you failed at something once and now you've convinced yourself that you'll always fail. But here's the reality. One failure doesn't define you. One person's opinion doesn't determine your worth. And just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone who believes they're terrible at public speaking because they had one bad experience in school. They've carried that belief for years, avoiding any opportunity to speak in front of others. But what if they challenged that belief? What if they said, that was just one experience? It doesn't mean I'm bad at it. It just means I was inexperienced. Then they decide to practice, maybe starting small by speaking in front of friends or joining a group like Toastmasters. Over time, they improve, and eventually they become confident speakers. What changed? Not their abilities, but their beliefs. By challenging the lie, they created space for the truth, that they are capable of growth and improvement. This process isn't just about thinking differently, it's about acting differently. You see, action reinforces belief. It's not enough to tell yourself, I am capable. You have to take steps that prove it to yourself. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. If you've been living with the lie, I'm not good enough, start by setting a small, achievable goal and following through with it. When you succeed, no matter how minor the task, it's evidence that the lie isn't true. Over time, these small actions build confidence, and that confidence becomes your new reality. One powerful tool for replacing lies with truth is the use of affirmations. Now, I'm not talking about empty feel-good phrases you repeat without meaning. I'm talking about intentional, truthful statements that reinforce your worth and potential. For example, if you've been telling yourself, I'm not worthy of success, replace it with, I am worthy of success, and I have everything I need to achieve it. Say it out loud, write it down, repeat it daily. At first, it might feel strange, even uncomfortable. But over time, these affirmations start to sink in. They become the new narrative that guides your thoughts and actions. But affirmations alone aren't enough. You need to back them up with action. If you affirm, I am confident in my abilities, then take steps that reflect that belief. Apply for the job. Speak up in meetings. Pursue that goal you've been afraid to tackle. Every time you act in alignment with the truth, you're reinforcing that belief in your mind. And the more you do it, the stronger that belief becomes. Another important step in this process is to surround yourself with people who see the best in you. The people you spend time with have a profound impact on how you see yourself. If you're constantly around negative, critical people who doubt your abilities, it's easy to internalize those doubts. But if you surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage you, and who remind you of your potential, their positivity becomes a mirror, reflecting back your worth. If you don't have those people in your life right now, seek them out. Find a mentor, join a supportive community, or even start by consuming motivational content that uplifts you. It's also important to recognize that replacing lies with truth is an ongoing process. You're not going to flip a switch and suddenly be free of every negative thought. That's not how it works. But each time you catch a lie and replace it with the truth, you're strengthening a new pattern in your mind. Over time, those patterns become habits, and those habits become your new way of thinking. Let me share another example. Imagine someone who's always believed, I'm not athletic. Maybe they were picked last in gym class as a kid or struggled with sports growing up. That belief followed them into adulthood, preventing them from trying new physical activities. But one day they decide to challenge that belief. They sign up for a beginner's fitness class, and while it's tough at first, they stick with it. Over time, they get stronger, faster, and more confident. Eventually, they realize they are athletic, It was just a lie they had believed for years. The same principle applies to any area of your life, whether it's your career, your relationships, or your personal goals. The lies you believe can be replaced with truths that empower you. So let me ask you, what lies have you been living with? What negative beliefs have been holding you back from reaching your full potential? Take a moment to think about it. Write them down if you can. There's power in putting things into words. Once you've done that, start replacing those lies one by one. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen if you stay committed. Remember, you are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not the lies you've believed about yourself. You are capable. You are worthy. You are enough. Today is the day you begin replacing lies with truth. And in doing so, you take one of the most important steps toward becoming the person you were meant to be. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. The power is in your hands, and the time is now. Believe it, embrace it, and live it. Number 6, building mental discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. When we think about success, we often imagine talent, luck, or the perfect opportunity. But the truth is, none of those things matter if you don't have the discipline to see your goals through. Discipline isn't just about sticking to a routine. It's about mastering your mind, pushing through resistance, and doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's the foundation that turns dreams into reality. Without it, even the best intentions fall apart. But with it, you can achieve things you never thought possible. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's not a talent or a natural gift. It's a skill, one that you can develop over time, no matter where you're starting from. The good news is that building mental discipline doesn't require perfection. You don't need to have it all figured out from day one. It's about showing up consistently and making choices that align with your goals, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. The first step in building mental discipline is understanding your why. Why do you want to achieve this goal? Why is it important to you? Your why is the fuel that will keep you going when motivation fades. And trust me, motivation will fade. Maybe your why is financial freedom or becoming a better role model for your children. Maybe it's proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you've been told. Whatever it is, keep it front and center. Write it down. Remind yourself of it daily. Because when your why is strong enough, the how becomes easier. Once you've anchored yourself in your why, it's time to start taking action. Discipline isn't built by thinking about it. It's built through consistent, deliberate effort. Start small. Pick one habit, one area of your life where you want to be more consistent, and commit to it. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier to work on a project, sticking to a budget, or exercising for 15 minutes a day. Whatever it is, the key is consistency. It's not about doing something perfectly. It's about doing it regularly, even when you don't feel like it. Over time, those small actions add up. They become habits, and those habits create momentum. But let's be real. Staying disciplined isn't always easy. One of the biggest challenges is distraction. We live in a world full of noise, social media, emails, notifications, endless entertainment at our fingertips. It's easy to get pulled in 100 different directions and lose sight of what really matters. That's why focus is a critical part of mental discipline. You've got to learn to say no to the things that don't serve your goals. That might mean turning off your phone, setting boundaries with people who drain your energy, or getting clear on your priorities. Every time you say no to a distraction, you're saying yes to your future. Think of it like training a muscle. The more you practice focus, the stronger it gets. And over time, it becomes easier to stay on track, even when life tries to pull you off course. Another crucial part of mental discipline is managing your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your results. If you're constantly doubting yourself, focusing on the negative, or telling yourself you're not capable, it's going to be hard to stay disciplined. That's why it's so important to cultivate a positive, empowering mindset. Remind yourself of your progress. No matter how small, celebrate your wins. And when you face setbacks, and you will face setbacks, don't let them derail you. See them as opportunities to learn and grow. Discipline isn't about never failing. It's about getting back up every time you do. Let's talk about accountability. It's easy to let yourself off the hook when no one's watching. But when you have someone holding you accountable, you're more likely to follow through. Find a friend, a mentor, or a community of like-minded people who can support you and keep you on track. Share your goals with them. Let them know what you're working toward, and ask them to check in with you. Knowing that someone else is invested in your success can be a powerful motivator. But discipline isn't just about doing hard things all the time. It's also about balance. When you stay disciplined, it's important to reward yourself. It doesn't have to be something big. Maybe it's taking a break to do something you enjoy, or treating yourself to something special after reaching a milestone. Rewards reinforce positive behavior. They remind you that your efforts are worth it and help you stay motivated for the long haul. One of the most powerful things about discipline is that it creates freedom. That might sound counterintuitive, but it's true. When you're disciplined, you have control over your time, your actions, and your life. You're not at the mercy of distractions, procrastination, or fleeting emotions. You're in charge. And that kind of control is incredibly liberating. But let's be honest, building mental discipline isn't glamorous. There will be days when you don't feel like it. Days when you're tired, frustrated, or discouraged. Days when the couch looks more appealing than your goals. And in those moments, your mind will try to talk you out of doing the work. It'll tell you it's too hard. You can skip it today. One day off won't matter. But here's the truth. One day off leads to another and then another, until the momentum is gone. So how do you push through those tough days? It starts with understanding that progress doesn't always show up immediately. The work you're doing today might not pay off tomorrow, but every small step forward is a step in the right direction. Trust the process, even when you can't see the results yet. Imagine planting a seed. You don't see the plant right away, but that doesn't mean it's not growing. The same is true for your goals. Let me ask you this. What would happen if you showed up every single day, no matter what? What if you gave your best effort, even on the days you didn't feel like it? What if you stayed focused on your goals, even when things got tough? The truth is, after enough days of showing up, you'd be amazed at how much you've grown, how much you've accomplished, and how much closer you are to your dreams. Consistency is key. It's not about doing something big once. It's about doing the small, meaningful things day after day. It's about showing up for yourself, even when you don't feel like it. It's about putting in the work, even when it's hard. Consistency is what turns habits into strengths and dreams into realities. And here's the thing. The hardest part is just getting started. Once you've taken that first step, the second step becomes a little easier, and the third even more so. It's like pushing a heavy rock. It takes effort to get it moving, but once it's rolling, it builds momentum. Don't underestimate the power of just starting, no matter how small the step. Discipline also requires patience. We live in a world that's obsessed with instant gratification, but real, lasting change takes time. It takes effort, it takes persistence, and it takes the willingness to keep going, even when the results aren't immediate. But here's the secret. The effort you put in today will pay off tomorrow. The small, consistent actions you take will add up to big results over time. So what does discipline look like in your life? It's waking up early when you don't feel like it. It's putting in the work, even when you're tired. It's showing up for yourself every day, even when the results aren't showing up yet. It's pushing through the doubts and fears and staying committed to your vision. And here's the beautiful thing. Once you build that discipline, once you make it a part of who you are, success becomes inevitable. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the daily commitment to show up and do the work. The results will come. The growth will come. Success will come. But only if you stay disciplined. Remember, discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about making progress, one step at a time. So take that first step today. Stay consistent. Keep pushing forward. And watch as your life begins to transform in ways you never thought possible. You've got this. Now go out there and build the life you deserve. Number 7. Feeding the mind with positivity. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This statement doesn't just apply to the people around you, but also to the thoughts you entertain, the content you consume, and the mindset you cultivate. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant will grow. If you constantly feed it negativity, doubt, and fear, that's exactly what will flourish. But if you nourish it with positivity, hope, and belief, you'll create an environment where growth and success can thrive. The choice is yours every single day. Positivity isn't just about being cheerful or optimistic for the sake of it. It's about building a foundation for resilience, creativity, and problem solving. When your mind is filled with empowering thoughts, you're better equipped to handle challenges, see opportunities where others see obstacles, and move forward with confidence. It's not about ignoring reality. It's about approaching life with a mindset that seeks solutions rather than dwelling on problems. The first step to feeding your mind with positivity is becoming aware of what you're allowing into your mental space. Think about the media you consume, the conversations you engage in, and the thoughts you entertain throughout the day. Are they lifting you up or dragging you down? Are they helping you grow or keeping you stuck? It's easy to get caught up in the negativity that surrounds us, whether it's the news, social media, or even the complaints of those around us. But here's the thing, you have the power to decide what you let in. Start by curating your environment. Choose inputs that align with the person you want to become. Read books that inspire you, listen to podcasts that challenge you to think bigger, and spend time with people who lift you up and encourage you to be your best. Every positive input is like a deposit into your mental bank account, and over time those deposits add up. You'll find it easier to think in ways that empower you, and you'll start to notice a shift in how you approach life's challenges. Another powerful way to feed your mind with positivity is through the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most transformative habits you can develop. When you focus on what you're thankful for, you train your brain to see the good in every situation. And the more you do that, the more good you'll start to notice. Take a moment each day to reflect on the things you're grateful for, whether it's something as simple as a warm cup of coffee or as profound as the love of your family. Write it down, say it out loud, or just think about it, but make it a habit. Gratitude feeds your mind with positivity and reminds you of the abundance in your life. Your self-talk is another critical aspect of feeding your mind with positivity. What do you say to yourself when no one's listening? Are you your biggest cheerleader or your harshest critic? The words you speak to yourself matter. They shape your beliefs, your confidence, and your actions. Start speaking to yourself with kindness and encouragement. Replace "I can't" with "I'm learning." Replace "I'm not good enough" with "I'm doing my best, and I'm getting better every day." It might feel strange at first, but over time, those positive affirmations will become your new reality. Visualization is another powerful tool for feeding your mind with positivity. When you take the time to picture your goals, your dreams, and the life you want to create, you're feeding your mind with possibility. Close your eyes and imagine yourself achieving your goals. See it, feel it, believe it. Visualization isn't just wishful thinking. It's a way to align your mind with your actions. When you can see yourself succeeding, you're more likely to take the steps needed to make it happen. Of course, life isn't always easy. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments when positivity feels out of reach. But that's when it's most important to stay committed to feeding your mind with the right things. Positivity isn't about ignoring the tough times. It's about choosing to see the bigger picture and finding the strength to keep going. It's about believing that even in the darkest moments, there's a lesson, a silver lining, or a new opportunity waiting to be discovered. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is another crucial part of nurturing your mind. Think about the people in your life. Do they build you up or bring you down? Jim Rohn's quote about being the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a powerful truth. Choose wisely. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that inspire you to grow. And if you can't find those people right now, turn to books, videos, and other resources that can guide and encourage you. The right influences can make all the difference. Finally, remember that positivity is a daily practice. It's not something you do once and forget about. It's something you cultivate every day, moment by moment. Some days will be easier than others, but every effort counts. Every time you choose to focus on the good, to look for the lesson, to speak kindly to yourself, you're building a foundation for a better future. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. So here's my challenge to you. Start today. Take one step toward feeding your mind with positivity. Maybe it's reading a chapter of an inspiring book, writing down 3 things you're grateful for, or having a conversation with someone who uplifts you. Whatever it is, make the choice to invest in your mindset. Because when you do, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your life. And that's a change worth making. Number 8, taking action to reinforce belief. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. This simple truth holds the key to transforming your mindset and your life. You see, while thoughts are powerful, they are just the beginning. The real change happens when you take action. Consistent, intentional action that aligns with the beliefs you want to solidify. Without action, even the most positive thoughts remain abstract ideas, floating in the realm of potential. But when you act, you bring those ideas to life, reinforcing your belief in yourself and creating momentum that propels you forward. It's easy to get caught up in thinking. We plan, we dream, we visualize, and those are all important steps. But none of it matters if you don't move from thought to action. You can read every book, listen to every podcast, and absorb every motivational quote. But until you get up and do something, nothing will change. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's how you turn possibilities into realities. Every time you take action, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. When you act with discipline, you reinforce the belief that you are disciplined. When you face challenges with courage, you strengthen the belief that you are courageous. These small, consistent actions build a narrative in your mind, a story of capability, resilience, and growth. Over time, these actions accumulate, shaping not only your beliefs, but also your reality. But here's the catch. Action often comes with resistance. It's easier to stay where you are, to wait for the perfect moment, or to convince yourself that you're not ready yet. But let me tell you something. There is no perfect moment. There is no magical day when all the conditions will align, and you'll feel completely prepared. If you wait for that day, you'll be waiting forever. The key is to act anyway, to move forward even when you feel unsure or scared. Because every step forward, no matter how small, builds momentum. Start where you are. Don't get caught up in the trap of thinking you need to have it all figured out before you begin. You don't. You just need to start. Maybe that means having a tough conversation you've been avoiding, signing up for a class to learn a new skill, or simply setting your alarm an hour earlier to work on your goals. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. Think about a time in your life when you achieved something you were proud of. Maybe it was finishing a project, learning a new skill, or overcoming a challenge. Did that confidence come before you took action or after? Chances are, it came after you proved to yourself that you were capable. That proof became the foundation for your belief in yourself. Action also has a way of silencing the doubts in your mind. When you're busy doing, there's less time to dwell on what ifs. The mind loves to spin stories, to imagine worst-case scenarios, to come up with reasons why something won't work. But when you're in the midst of taking action, those stories lose their power. You're too focused on the task at hand to entertain them. And the more you act, the more you realize that most of those fears were just that, fears, not facts. It's important to understand that taking action doesn't mean you won't make mistakes. You will. Mistakes are part of the process, part of the growth. But here's the thing, mistakes are not failures unless you let them stop you. They are opportunities to learn, to course correct, to get better. Every successful person you admire has made countless mistakes along the way. What sets them apart is that they didn't let those mistakes define them, they kept moving forward. Let's talk about consistency. One action is a start, but consistent action is what creates transformation. It's not about doing something big once. It's about doing the small, meaningful things day after day. It's about showing up for yourself, even when you don't feel like it. It's about putting in the work, even when it's hard. Consistency is what turns habits into strengths and dreams into realities. And here's the truth. The hardest part is often just getting started. Once you've taken that first step, the second step becomes a little easier, and the third even more so. It's like pushing a heavy rock. It takes effort to get it moving, but once it's rolling, it builds momentum. Don't underestimate the power of celebrating your progress along the way. Every action you take is a victory, a step closer to the person you want to be. Acknowledge that. Celebrate it. Too often we focus only on how far we have to go and forget to appreciate how far we've already come. But when you take the time to recognize your progress, it fuels your motivation to keep going. Remember, you are in control of your actions. You might not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. And when you respond with action, with intention, with purpose, you're taking back your power. You're saying, I'm not going to let my circumstances define me. I'm going to define my life through the choices I make. So what's the step you're going to take today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Maybe it's a phone call you've been putting off, a decision you've been avoiding, or a goal you've been procrastinating on. Whatever it is, decide right now that you're going to take action. Because every moment you wait is a moment you could be moving closer to the life you want. Taking action to reinforce belief isn't just about achieving goals. It's about becoming the person who believes in themselves enough to act. It's about proving to yourself over and over again that you are capable, that you are strong, and that you are worthy of the life you dream of. And it all starts with that first step. So take it. Act now. Your future self will thank you. Number 9, surrounding yourself with the right people. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. This age-old adage holds more truth than we often realize. The people you surround yourself with are either building you up or tearing you down, pushing you forward or holding you back. If you're serious about winning the battle in your mind, you cannot ignore this crucial factor. Your environment, especially the people in it, plays a significant role in shaping your mindset, beliefs, and ultimately your success. Think about it. How do you feel after spending time with someone who believes in you, who encourages your growth, and who inspires you to be your best? Energized, motivated, and ready to conquer the world. Right? Now contrast that with how you feel after being around someone who constantly criticizes, doubts, or dismisses your dreams. You feel drained, deflated, and maybe even question your own abilities. The people you spend the most time with have a profound influence on your mental state, whether you realize it or not. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a powerful truth. If you're surrounded by negativity, fear, and doubt, it's nearly impossible to maintain a positive, growth-oriented mindset. On the other hand, if you're in the company of people who uplift you, challenge you, and support your goals, you'll find it much easier to stay focused, motivated, and confident. So who are the people in your life right now? Take a moment to reflect on your inner circle. Are they helping you grow, or are they keeping you stuck? Are they inspiring you to take action, or are they feeding your fears? It's essential to get intentional about who you allow into your life, because their influence can either propel you towards success or anchor you in self-doubt. Let's dive deeper into the types of people you need in your life to win the battle in your mind. 1. The believers. These are the people who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. They see your potential, remind you of your strengths, and encourage you to pursue your dreams. When you're feeling down or doubting your abilities, their unwavering faith in you can be the boost you need to keep going. 2. The challengers. While it's great to have people who support you, it's equally important to have those who challenge you. These individuals push you out of your comfort zone, hold you accountable, and encourage you to aim higher. They won't let you settle for mediocrity. They'll push you to strive for greatness. 3. The inspirers. Surround yourself with people who inspire you with their actions, achievements, and mindset. These are individuals who embody the qualities you aspire to develop in yourself. Their stories, habits, and successes serve as a constant reminder of what's possible when you stay committed to your goals. 4. The listeners. Sometimes you just need someone who will listen without judgment. These are the people who provide a safe space for you to express your thoughts, fears, and dreams. Their empathy and understanding can help you process your emotions and gain clarity on your next steps. 5. The mentors. Find people who have already achieved the kind of success you're striving for. Mentors can offer invaluable guidance, share their experiences, and help you navigate challenges. Their insights can save you time, effort, and unnecessary mistakes on your journey. Now that we've identified the types of people you need in your life, let's talk about how to attract and maintain these relationships. 1. Be the person you want to attract. If you want to surround yourself with positive, driven, and supportive individuals, you need to embody those qualities yourself. Be the kind of friend, colleague, or mentor who uplifts others, offers encouragement, and inspires growth. Like attracts like, and when you radiate positivity, you'll naturally attract similar people into your life. 2. Seek out growth-oriented communities. Join groups, clubs, or organizations that align with your goals and interests. Whether it's a professional network, a fitness group, or a personal development community, surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals can provide the support and motivation you need to stay on track. 3. Set boundaries with negative influences. While it's not always possible to completely cut ties with negative people, especially if they're family or longtime friends, you can set boundaries to protect your mental space. Limit your interactions with individuals who drain your energy, and be mindful of how much influence you allow them to have over your thoughts and decisions. 4. Invest in relationships that matter. Building meaningful connections takes time and effort. Show genuine interest in others, offer support when needed, and celebrate their successes. Strong, positive relationships are a two-way street, and the more you invest in others, the more they'll invest in you. 5. Don't be afraid to let go. Sometimes winning the battle in your mind requires letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. This can be difficult, especially if you've shared a history with someone. But if a relationship consistently brings negativity, doubt, or stress into your life, it may be time to move on. Letting go creates space for new positive influences to enter your life. Surrounding yourself with the right people isn't just about finding cheerleaders who will always agree with you. It's about building a network of individuals who will support, challenge, and inspire you to become the best version of yourself. These people will help you stay focused on your goals, push you to overcome obstacles, and remind you of your worth when you forget it yourself. Number 10. Staying consistent in the battle. Consistency isn't just a habit, it's the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. In the battle of the mind, it's not about the occasional bursts of motivation or the rare moments of inspiration. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Success isn't achieved by those who work hard once in a while, but by those who commit to their goals consistently over time. This chapter is about understanding the power of consistency and how it can be your greatest weapon in the battle for your mind. Let's start by acknowledging a hard truth. Motivation fades. When you start a new goal or project, you're often fueled by excitement and enthusiasm. You're ready to tackle any challenge, and everything feels possible. But what happens when that initial spark dies out? What do you do on the days when you're tired, unmotivated, or discouraged? This is where consistency steps in. Consistency isn't about feeling good every day, it's about doing the work regardless of how you feel. It's the daily commitment to your goals, even when progress seems slow or invisible. Think of consistency like a river. A river doesn't carve through rock with one massive wave. It's the steady, persistent flow of water over time that shapes the landscape. The same principle applies to your mind and your goals. Each small, consistent action may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time it creates lasting change. The key is to trust the process, even when the results aren't immediately visible. One of the biggest challenges to consistency is our desire for instant gratification. We live in a world where we expect quick results and immediate feedback. When we don't see progress right away, it's easy to get discouraged and give up. But real, meaningful change takes time. It's the result of small actions repeated consistently over weeks, months, and even years. The sooner you accept this, the easier it will be to stay committed to your journey. So how do you build consistency in your life? The first step is to set clear, realistic goals. When your goals are vague or overly ambitious, it's easy to lose focus and get overwhelmed. Break your goals down into manageable steps and create a plan that you can stick to. Focus on progress, not perfection. It's better to take small, consistent steps than to aim for perfection and burn out quickly. Next, create routines and habits that support your goals. Habits are the foundation of consistency. When you establish routines, you remove the need for constant decision-making and willpower. For example, if you want to improve your fitness, schedule your workouts at the same time every day. If you want to read more, set aside a specific time each day for reading. The more you automate these actions, the easier it becomes to stay consistent. Accountability is another powerful tool for maintaining consistency. When you hold yourself accountable or enlist the support of others, you're more likely to follow through on your commitments. Share your goals with a friend, join a group with similar interests, or find a mentor who can guide and support you. Knowing that someone else is invested in your success can be a strong motivator to stay consistent. It's also important to track your progress. Keeping a record of your actions and achievements helps you see how far you've come and reinforces your commitment to your goals. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Recognizing your progress boosts your confidence and keeps you motivated to continue. Remember, consistency isn't about making huge leaps every day, it's about steady, incremental progress. Another key to consistency is managing your mindset. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when self-doubt creeps in, and when obstacles seem insurmountable. During these times, it's crucial to remind yourself of your why. Why did you start this journey in the first place? What are you working towards? And what's at stake if you don't follow through? Keeping your purpose front and center helps you stay focused and resilient in the face of challenges. It's also essential to practice self-compassion. Consistency doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes or face setbacks. There will be times when you miss a day, fall short of your goals, or encounter unexpected obstacles. When this happens, don't be too hard on yourself. Acknowledge the setback, learn from it, and get back on track. Consistency is about showing up again and again, even after you stumble. Let's not forget the role of flexibility and consistency. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes your plans will need to change. Being consistent doesn't mean rigidly sticking to a plan that no longer works. It means adapting and finding new ways to stay committed to your goals, even when circumstances change. Flexibility allows you to navigate challenges without losing sight of your objectives. To illustrate the power of consistency, consider the story of Thomas Edison. Edison conducted over 1,000 failed experiments before finally inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he famously said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's unwavering commitment to his goal, despite repeated failures, is a testament to the power of consistency. His persistence not only led to one of the most significant inventions in history, but also demonstrated that success is often the result of continuous effort over time. Consistency isn't limited to grand achievements. It's equally important in everyday life. Whether you're building a new skill, improving your health, or working on personal development, consistent actions lead to lasting results. For example, learning a new language requires daily practice, even if it's just a few minutes a day. Over time, those small efforts accumulate, and you'll find yourself making significant progress. One of the most inspiring aspects of consistency is its ability to create momentum. When you consistently show up and put in the effort, you build confidence and a sense of accomplishment. This momentum propels you forward, making it easier to stay committed to your goals. The more you see results, the more motivated you become to continue. In conclusion, consistency is the cornerstone of success in any area of life. It's the daily commitment to your goals, the willingness to show up even when you don't feel like it, and the persistence to keep going despite setbacks. By building consistent habits, staying accountable, and maintaining a resilient mindset, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Every small step you take brings you closer to your goals. Stay focused, stay committed, and trust the process. The battle in your mind can be won, and consistency is the key to victory. So take that first step today and keep moving forward. Your future self will thank you for the effort you put in now. Keep going, keep growing, and never underestimate the power of consistent action in transforming your life. Remember, success is never a solo journey. Even the most successful people in the world have a support system behind them. Mentors, friends, family, and colleagues who believe in their vision and encourage their growth. You deserve the same. So take a moment to evaluate your current relationships. Are they helping you win the battle in your mind, or are they holding you back? If it's the latter, it's time to make some changes. Seek out the people who will lift you up, challenge you to grow, and inspire you to keep moving forward. When you surround yourself with the right people, you'll be amazed at how much easier it becomes to maintain a positive mindset. Stay motivated and achieve your goals. You'll find that the battle in your mind isn't as daunting as it once seemed, because you're not fighting it alone. You have a team of supporters, challengers, and inspirers by your side, cheering you on every step of the way. In the end, the people you choose to surround yourself with can make all the difference in your journey to success. Choose wisely, invest in relationships that matter, and never underestimate the power of a supportive community. Because when you have the right people in your corner, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Winning the battle in your mind isn't just about overcoming negative thoughts or achieving a single goal. It's about transforming your entire life. Throughout this journey, we've explored how the mind can either be your greatest ally or your most formidable enemy. Every challenge you face, every decision you make, and every dream you pursue begins within your mind. The thoughts you entertain shape your actions, and your actions shape your reality. By taking control of your mindset, you're not just changing the way you think, you're changing the way you live. Let's take a moment to reflect on the key lessons we've covered. First, we learned that the most important battle you will ever fight is within your own mind. It's not the external world that limits you, but the internal dialogue that holds you back. Recognizing the power of your thoughts is the first step toward reclaiming control. Your thoughts are the architects of your destiny, and by nurturing positive, empowering beliefs, you set the foundation for success. Identifying negative patterns and replacing them with constructive habits is crucial. We've all been trapped in cycles of self-doubt, fear, and perfectionism, but awareness is the key to breaking free. By shining a light on these patterns, you gain the clarity needed to make meaningful changes. It's not about being perfect, it's about making progress. One thought at a time. Taking control of your thinking requires intentionality and practice. It's about choosing to focus on solutions instead of problems, opportunities instead of obstacles. You have the power to decide how you respond to life's challenges. By shifting your perspective and challenging limiting beliefs, you open the door to new possibilities. Remember, you are not your thoughts, you are the thinker. You have the authority to shape your mindset, and in turn, your life. Replacing lies with truth is a transformative process. The stories we tell ourselves can either lift us up or tear us down. It's essential to recognize the false narratives that have held you back and replace them with affirmations rooted in truth and possibility. You are capable, worthy, and strong. Every step you take toward embracing these truths brings you closer to your fullest potential. Building mental discipline is the bridge between intention and achievement. Discipline isn't about perfection, It's about showing up consistently, even when it's hard. It's the daily commitment to your goals that transforms dreams into reality. By staying focused, setting clear goals, and holding yourself accountable, you cultivate the resilience needed to overcome any obstacle. Feeding your mind with positivity is essential for growth. The thoughts you entertain and the influences you surround yourself with shape your reality. By choosing to focus on gratitude, inspiration, and encouragement, you create a mental environment that fosters success. Positivity isn't about ignoring challenges. It's about finding the strength to rise above them. Taking action to reinforce belief is where transformation truly happens. Thoughts alone aren't enough. You must back them up with consistent, purposeful action. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a vote for the person you want to become. Action builds confidence, reinforces positive beliefs, and propels you toward your goals. Surrounding yourself with the right people is a game changer. The company you keep influences your mindset, your motivation, and your success. Choose to be around those who uplift, inspire, and challenge you to be your best. A supportive community can make all the difference in winning the battle in your mind. Finally, staying consistent in the battle is the key to lasting success. It's not the occasional effort that leads to transformation, but the daily commitment to your goals. Consistency builds momentum, creates lasting habits, and turns aspirations into achievements. Trust the process, stay focused, and remember that every small step counts. As you move forward, remember that winning the battle in your mind is a lifelong journey. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt, but you have the tools and the power to overcome them. Your mind is your most powerful asset. Nurture it, protect it, and use it to create the life you deserve. You are capable of more than you realize. The potential within you is limitless, and the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the belief that you can achieve them. Take control of your thoughts, embrace the journey, and keep moving forward. The battle in your mind can be won, and when you win that battle, anything is possible. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Now go out there and start winning the battle in your mind. Your future self will thank you for the effort you put in today. Keep pushing, keep growing, and never forget, you are stronger than you think.